shalom, testing. Shalom. All right, shalom. GMS Louisiana Saints, the Lafayette branch, coming back at you with another live camp speaking. But before we go any further, we're going to face the east and give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem HaRakakwadash. That's the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, by their true Hebrew names, in which you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes must call on to be saved. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Mighty shalom. And we're back here with another live camp speaking, prophesying against this wicked kingdom, Babylon the Great America, in which currently you have wicked, oppressive rulers that are set up over this kingdom, all right, to take in this current system and usher in a new system, all right, NWO. Revelation 13 and 16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a charagma in their right hand or their forehead. All right, Isaiah the 19th chapter says he will set over a fierce king over them, man. All right, and we've seen that, all right, throughout the planet Earth. And me and the brother Amwaz were talking before the camera started rolling about these different rulers. You got Kikius Maximus, you got Donald Nero Trump, all right, you got Bezos, okay, you got Bill Gates, okay, and many more. As Proverbs 21:1 says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. But these different rulers are set up over the people, specifically over the Lord's people, to be likened unto a whipping stick of judgment, all right, of discipline, man, okay, to ultimately do the Lord's will. You got it, Doc. Yeah. Can we get that word heart too, Baba Kusha?
All right. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whatsoever he will.
Could you read it one more time, Baba Kusha?
Proverbs 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Right, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, all right? And the Hebrew word heart is the word heart.
Strong's H3820.
Lab, which is the Hebrew word heart, which goes into inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding. So the king's mind, the king's will, the king's understanding is what? Could you read it one more time?
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Right, the king's will, the king's mind, it's in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord controls it ultimately to do his will, like we've seen that in times. In times past, we've seen that, all right? The Lord called Nebuchadnezzar his servant, all right? Nebuchadnezzar had a certain will upon the Israelites. He called Cyrus his servant, all right? Cyrus had a certain will, letting the Israelites rebuild, man, okay? But it was all ultimately the Lord's plan. Who was all controlling it all? Who was controlling those kings that ruled over the nation of Israel, all right? The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, to do either good or evil. Like me and the brother were talking, you got these different rulers that are set up, and they have a specific purpose. People are wondering, okay, why is this person just hell-bent on taking the government's powers out of the way, all right? Or dismantling the government, the current government? Why is their intentions, it seems like it's set in stone on a certain agenda? Why? Because the Lord made it that way, man. The Lord set them up to do that. Whether it be for good or whether it be for evil, it's still the Lord's purpose. So it says soul, mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory, inclination, resolution, determination. So whether a certain ruler that's set up over the people, whether he's determined to do good or whether he's determined to do evil, that's all from the Lord, all right? It says his knowledge, his thinking, how he thinks, his agendas, his policies. And we've seen these certain rulers be set up over the earth. Donald Nero Trump, Vladimir Putin, King John Wall, and they have certain agendas that they follow and don't go away from. Who set that up, man? All right. The Lord said the nations are as he counted the hours as a very little thing. I'm gonna get that, huh? But you got it, huh? You got something?
Yeah, it's, you had quoted it.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord.
Right.
The Lord of hosts.
That's right. And notice how the Lord put that. He can give you over to a king that's showing mercy, but it's all upon the behalf of the Lord, man. Whether that be for good or whether it be for evil. And that fierce king is going into any ruler, president, governor, all right, king that's set up over the people, man. All right. The Lord said he will set up a fierce king, a cruel lord over them. And that current cruel lord, fierce king, is Donald Trump, man, which is pulling the strings behind dismantling the U.S. government, all right, dismantling these foreign policies held with other nations, cutting ties with them, even talks of cutting ties with the EU and the NATO, man, all right, backing out of them. But guess what? You have also these other nations, the BRICS nations, they're backing out of America, man, all right. So they're clearly not staying. That shows that the Lord is having them with a certain will. They're saying, you know what, forget this American dollar. It's worth nothing in our eyes. We're going to set up our own currency. That's what the Lord is doing that, man. The heart goes into the will, the mind. And that's the same way for us. Just the way the Most High control the king, he controls the Israelites, he controls the Edomites, the Moabites, all the different nations to do his will, whether it be for good or evil. Just like he set up the chosen. That was the Lord's will, man. All right. Let me get this real quick. Oldie but goodie. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Man's goings are of the Lord, and that's any man, any woman. That's from a king to, guess what? A ruler, a laborer, all right? A worker, whatever it may be. Their goings, whether it be for good or evil, like it says in Revelation, the Lord said, let the just be just, let the unjust be unjust still. So the Lord has set up the king to come down with all hell and all wrath on a certain group of people. And that's what's happening on the planet Earth through Donald Trump, man. All right? That hammer is coming down on the people. But notice it said, like the brother, can you read it again? It said, the Egyptians I will give over into the hands of a cruel Lord. And I got one to back it up. Right? They open two doors. You got it.
It's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts.
Right, and a fierce king shall rule over them. And that's what you see happening and going on the planet Earth. That fierce king or ruler could be any president, governor, ruler, king that the Lord has set up over the people. But who's that main fierce king, all right, on the planet Earth right now that we see on the behalf of that whore that sitteth upon many waters, Donald Trump. Go ahead, brother.
Speaking of Nero, just real quick, I typed in on Google, Emperor Nero Tyrant. Okay, and this is the water. God. And this is the answer that the AI overview gave me. It says Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, all right, from 54 AD to 68 AD, was the 5th emperor of Rome and is known for his tyranny. He was known for his cruelty, debauchery, and eccentricity.
There you go. One more time, brother. That's heat right there. I'm going to read it again for you. This is Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians, because let's not forget who the Egyptians are. The Egyptians are the modern day Americans. This is spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt, like it tells you in the book of Revelations. So guess what? These are spiritual Sodomites here and spiritual Egyptians. That main place is America. The Egyptians are talking about the Americans. It says, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. And like the brother's going to read, that's talking about ultimately any future leader, president, governor, but who's that main future leader, or well now has come to pass leader, president, ruler, king over the people? Donald Nero Trump. Go ahead,
It says this from Google. I typed in Emperor Nero Tyrant on Google, and this is the AI overview answer. It says Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus was the fifth emperor of Rome and is known for his tyranny. And then it says he was known for his cruelty, debauchery, and eccentricity.
Can you get that word eccentricity and debauchery? Because you see these same characteristics in this man today, or what the brother's going to read. The same characteristics that Nero had. Coincidentally, right? No. The scriptures say what? There's no new thing under the sun. All right, and I'm going to get there. You got it out. Let me get this precept for you first. All right? Because as the scriptures say, bear with me. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Hey, and that's a reincarnation scripture. No spirit is new. History repeats itself, man. And history is repeating itself through Donald Nero Trump, man. This man is coming in all the same pretense, under all the same umbrella of characteristics as Nero did, man. All right, go ahead, All
right, this the definition of the word debauchery from Merriam-Webster-Dictionary.com. It says extreme indulgence in bodily pleasures, and especially sexual pleasures. Then it says behavior involving sex, drugs, alcohol, etc. that is often considered immoral.
Yep, you can speak on it.
Yeah. So a lot of that was going on in ancient Rome during the time when Nero was in power, and we see, as a brother read, that which is then is now. There's no new thing under the sun. We see these same things going on here in America as of 2025, with Trump officially being back in office. A whole lot of, flesh, drugs, alcohol, all right, just people just doing as they will. Right now, as of right now, in this city where we are having camp at right now, you got Mardi Gras parade going on here in Lafayette. And what is that all about? The spirit of Bacchus, eating, drinking,
right?
Fornication, all right?
Yep.
A bunch of debauchery.
Molek. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the term eccentricity from Google, and this is the AI overview. It says eccentricity has multiple meanings, including the behavior of an individual and a mathematical ratio. It says eccentricity as behavior means an unusual or odd way of behaving, a deviation from an established pattern or norm,
which this man has. Go ahead.
And then it says,
and the Lord made him that way, man. Just like the Lord said, what? I think it's Jeremiah the 27th chapter. He said, Nebuchadnezzar, my servant. All right. And then guess what the Lord, he turned the heart of Nebuchadnezzar likened unto what? A beast, man. So the Lord turneth the rivers of the man's heart whatsoever he will, whether it be for good or evil. The Lord could drive a man to showing him mercy, or what? Coming down with wrath, man. Just like he did Pharaoh. It's no difference than any other ruler, governor, president, king on the planet Earth, man. Even with us, man. We're subject to the Lord's will, man. Matter of fact, the Lord is so specific. He says the answer of the tongue is from the Lord, man. Okay, so any speech that a leader, governor, president, ruler gives, comes and says, hey, well, I'm going to come down with this decree. We're going to do this. That's the Lord speaking through them, man. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1. The preparations of the heart in man, and we just went over that word heart, your mind, your will, thinking. It says, the preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So the preparations of your heart, how you think before you say something, that's all from the Lord. You might be thinking back and forth in your head like, oh, well, how should I say this? I want it to come out right. When it finally does come out right, that's still of the Lord's will, man, that it came out like that, man. All right? And so with people, okay? Whether it be a king, whether it be a worker, they're all controlled by the Lord, man, for his will. Just like the Lord says, hey, guess what? I'm gonna take the nation of Israel out of all these other nations, and I'm gonna make them chosen. I'm gonna make them do a certain will. I'm gonna make them be holy people. I'm gonna make them keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. The Lord did that with kings and people on the planet Earth, man. Say, hey, well, this person, they're gonna be set up to rule over as evil. Just like when you had the southern and northern kingdom split, you had certain kings that did good, certain kings that did evil, man, of Israel, man. Of the northern and southern kingdom. You had certain kings that did good, certain kings that did evil. So even with the Lord's people, the Lord said, hey, some are set up to be elect, 1/3, the remnant. Some are set up to be 2/3. Even within the Lord's people, the Lord is choosy, man. So the Lord controls everything, got everything set up for his will, man, and his order. Even the rulers. You got it, huh? You got something?
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm bored.
Go ahead.
So, this is under Emperor Nero from the Google AI overview. It goes into it says Nero's early reign. Okay, it says, however, Nero's early reign was exemplary. He supported the arts, built public works, lowered taxes, and increased the independence of the Roman state. And we see, Trump coming in that same spirit. We see that, for example, you see that in how he plans on, basically booming up the oil and gas industry again. Talking about drill, baby, drill. Saying that the U.S. is going to start drilling their own oil and, no longer depending on foreign nations for oil and gas and things like that. Well, Nero was basically doing the same thing. And then underneath it says Nero's legacy. It says, Nero's name has come to embody the human capacity for cruelty, debauchery, and evil. Right.
Please, one more time. Say that out.
This is under the tab Nero's legacy. It says, Nero's name has come to embody the human capacity for cruelty, debauchery, and evil.
Nero's name has embodied cruelty, debauchery, and evil. And it goes a little deeper. His name, you look it up, it says Nero name means black, vigorous, strong. But key word is black. And the word black identifies with those 3 words that the brother just read. Read it out one more time, Abu Kushab.
It says,
because black goes into death, destruction. So this is the umbrella that this power, this ruler is coming after, man. All right, blackness. Go ahead, Al.
It says, Nero's name has come to embody the human capacity for cruelty, debauchery, and evil.
Right, and that's what black symbolizes. When you're black, you're cruel. You're full of debauchery. You're evil, man. You're turned away from your power. The word black means void of light, man. All right? You're turned away from these laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's exactly what this man is pushing, man. So that's Nero back in the reincarnation, man. Even down to the name, black, strong, vigorous. That's his presence, man, on the earth. You got it, huh?
It says, Nero's name has come to embody the human capacity for cruelty, debauchery, and evil. And it says, he is also regarded by some as the so-called Antichrist, which, that's not true.
Right.
Right? But And we see that happening today with Trump, because you have a lot of these Christians that claim to be deep in the scriptures, this and the third. They're looking at Trump as the so-called anti-Christ, which that's not true as well, because we know in the scripture says there's many anti-messiahs or many anti-Christ,
Right.
not just one single man per se, but the fact that they looked at Nero in that light as the anti-messiah. A lot of people look at this guy Trump as the anti-messiah, even though again that's not true.
Right. He's under the essence of being an anti-Mashiach. He's not the quote-unquote sole anti-Mashiach as many, like the brother said. But guess what? The system that he pushes, that's an anti-Mashiach system. The image that he is backing, that's an anti-Mashiach system. You got it, huh?
And then it's got two other little points. It goes into Nero is blamed for the great fire of Rome in 64 AD, which burned the city for 9 days.
Right. And look what's happened since he's came into quote unquote power. The fires in LA, all right, Palisades, and that word Palisade, that's a sign, that's a mark right there, man. Just to show that it was the Lord's will, it wasn't his own, man. He's coming back into who he is in the reincarnation. Guess what? The prophets are in their lives, all right, doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's just doing the will of the Lord, man. Like the apostles been saying for years, like, hey, we applaud him. He's being the true devil, man. He's being who he was set up to be. Like the brothers reading, cruel, fierce, debauchery, evil, black. He embodies all those things, man. And so are those that come in his likeness, like it tells you in Sirach, the 10th chapter. So is the king, so are the people. Like me and the brother were talking about, you got those that have pledged the loyalty to him, man. If you don't pledge the loyalty to him, hey, he's taking you out. You're fired, man. You're gone. So now it's going to be set up to where all you got is loyalists in power. And what are they going to be doing? They're going to be cracking down and using their power against the righteous, man. You got it, right?
This is the last little point. It says Nero persecuted, all right, Christians, followers of Yahushua.
There you go.
Using them as scapegoats to prevent a revolt. And one of the main reasons that he persecuted our forefathers who followed, Yahushua and the teachings of Yahushua 2,000 years ago, one of the reasons he persecuted them was because he blamed them for that fire falsely. He used certain talking points of the gospel that was preached back 2,000 years ago. Because our forefathers that was preaching Yahushua, they spoke of what? They thought that ancient Rome was going to be the last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven. They prophesied about the Lord destroying Rome, sending fire upon Rome. So Nero, he took certain of their talking points and orchestrated a fire on, I believe it was the temple of Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. And he basically used the talking points of our forefathers and blamed them for that fire. Like, look, they're always preaching about fire was going to come to Rome, and they're against their gods. Look at what they did.
Right. And then he's done that even too in the media. He said on different press conferences, there are prophets that say the world is gonna end by war in the Middle East. You know that, right? He went out and said that, man. There are prophets that say the world is gonna end in a war in the Middle East. You know that, right? He said that, man. All right. And now he's stirring up all this controversy, and he's going to use that to blame quote-unquote Christians. But we know that's going into Israelites, because in order to be a Christian, a follower of Yahushua, you have to be an Israelite, man. And that's talking about the righteous. And the scripture speaks to that, man. All right? They will be searching the houses and spoiling those that serve Yahushua, man. So we're in that time right now, man, where the Lord has set up this first king over the earth to do his will, just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart, man, to do his will. You got it. I got a quick one if you don't have one.
Yeah, you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 4. Isaiah 10 and 4. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. Just like the brother read, he giveth them into their hands, man. Just like it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Revelation the 6th chapter, he come to take peace from the earth, and then unto him was given a great sword. All of those things backs up that Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart being in the hand of the Lord, man. Okay, the Lord can give you the ability to have that indignation towards the nation of Israel on his behalf, though. Isaiah 10:4, Isaiah 10:5 against Salaki, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger. And that Assyrian here is likened unto Esau Edom, man. All right, chiefly Amalek. And we see that in the form of their people that the Lord has appointed up over us as that fierce nation of people that's ruling over the planet Earth and coming down with hell on the Lord's chosen. So it says, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So picture a ruler with a staff, and the Lord is saying, hey, look, the staff in their hand that they're ruling with, that's my indignation. That's an example of my power on the earth. So who should we fear, man? And that's like it on the Esau Edom, man. That Assyrian. The rod of the Lord's indignation, man. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You got some nice.
I'm looking for one. I'm kind of thinking of it, but I can't word it. It's in Ecclesiastes, bro.
All right. I got a little bit more. It says, Isaiah 10:6, I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge. And who's that? The hypocritical nation. The people of the Lord's wrath. That's the Israelites, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. All right, that's who the Lord sent Esau Edom against. And he's using that whipping stick on you through the form of government, military, religion, education. All those facets he's used to dumb our people down and take them away from their nationality, man. All right? But it says, and will give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. And that's what Esau Edom is going to do. All right? He's going to come down with great wrath, like it tells you in Revelation 12:12. You got yours, and I'll get that, man. The Lord said to try them down like the mire in the street. Esau Edom is going to do that. That's what these different decrees and these different laws are being passed down for. That's what this society is being set up for. Dog. All of those are supporting the next move to implement an all-out digital currency, man. Revelation 13:16. They're setting up the pieces, and then they're going to go with their move. It's being set up right before your eyes. These different decrees are being pushed right before your eyes. These different people are being fired by the thousands right before your eyes, man. So what are you not understanding that the Lord has indignation not only towards this land, America, but towards the people? 2/3 of his own chosen people. These heathen nations. But the Lord is controlling it all, man, to make his name be manifest. That's the moral of it all, man. We think about this every day. The Lord is just setting us up how we are unto the Lord. This is the Lord's footstool, the earth, man. The Lord is just setting up the pieces saying, hey, look, the wicked, I got them ruling over you. But the righteous, they know the story. They know how to operate and move in these times. Guess what? The wicked, like the scripture said, let the multitude perish that were born in vain, man. Proverbs 21:1 keeps ringing again. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. The Lord controls it all. Just like the multitude that were born in vain. The Lord said they were born in vain, man. You mean the Creator will have something precious as his creation, life, be born for nothing? Yes, man. The Lord does what he wants to do, man. Just like he'll set up any ruler over you that he sees fit to do all of these different maniacal things, like the brother was reading, debauchery. All right? Setting Rome on fire, man. Blaming the Israelites. Okay? Establishing his own coin, which he did. All right? Establishing his birthday as a holiday, which Trump is doing, man. Okay? We're seeing that come back full circle. So there's nothing new under the sun. History repeats itself. We've repeated ourselves and came back serving the Lord, man. So why the wicked can't come back and play their role, man? That's how we understand these times, man. Scriptures say measure the time diligently. It tells you in Ephesians the 5th chapter, be circumspect, knowing what the will of the Lord is. If you know the will of the Lord is to set up a fierce king over the people, guess what? You should operate like there's a fierce king set up over you. And be mindful, okay, of what the Lord says do. And know that, hey, ultimately, the Lord is controlling it all. But you got it, right? Give it yours.
Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 4, where the word of a king is, there is power, and who may say unto him, what doest thou? So in the words, where the king gives a word or gives a decree, or in this case with this guy Trump, gives a signs an executive order, there's power behind it, just from his position alone, and he's set up in power over this place to where nobody can look at him and be like, what doest thou? Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you signing this? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because, hey, again, he's that cruel Lord. He's that tyrant, all right, that soon-to-be tyrant that's getting ready to, perform the will of the Lord on this place. Bring forth cruelty, NWO, shut everything down, take away all your constitutional rights, persecute the men of the Lord, all right? And then it even says in the next verse, verse 5, Ecclesiastes 8, verse 5, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because when is this guy, all right, Trump, eventually shuts everything down and implements AI and brings forth the famine of the word and persecutes the men of the Lord that's teaching 100% gospel. Okay, persecution in Esau is getting ready to come down in great wrath. But like the Lord said in verse 5, whoso keepeth the commandments, all right, to the best of our ability, of course, all right, not taking the charagma is also a commandment, not just the Mosaic law. Whoso keepeth the commandments, all right, and have faith and fear Yahweh Shema Shai, when this guy Trump and his government rolls down, shall feel no evil thing. All right, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because you got to look at this administration and know that we're at the end. The famine of the word is getting ready to come. Esau is going to use Trump to come down with great wrath. All right, he must. And this whole administration, okay, this whole administration wasn't set up to make this country great again and make America so-called Christian again. No, this administration was set up to usher in the NWO system in the United States.
Right. They pulled the rug from under you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. All those benefits, all those goodies you were getting, the health care that was massaged into your backs, the juice that you've taken multiple times, all those things are swept right underneath from you, man. And guess what is ultimately going to reign? Prophecy. The Lord set up who he wants over you. Guess what? He set up Sleepy Joe over you, massaged the agenda into your shoulders. Guess what? Faded Sleepy Joe off to the black. The Lord did that, man. All these things are being set up like a theatrical act, man. People are coming in and out of the movie, playing their role, just like us, man. We've come back and playing our role, man, in prophecy, prophesying unto the end. All right? The Lord says, do all these things in my name, raise the dead, cleanse the leper, give sight to the blind. The men of the Lord are prophesied to do those things, man. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old have prophesied against many countries and kingdoms of wars, evils, and pestilence, man. So, Lord willing, if we're that number, we're those prophets back, playing our role, man, as the righteous, man. Somebody has to do it. Pharaoh had a role to play. The Lord said, guess what? His role is going to be hardened against you Israelites. If the Lord wanted Pharaoh to show mercy, he would have gave him that spirit. But the Lord had to give him that spirit of hardening him. So ultimately the Lord's will could be performed. That, hey, guess what? I'm more powerful than Pharaoh. So that's why the Lord has these different kings on the earth set up how they are. Guess what? I'm going to show you I'm more powerful than Vladimir Putin. I'm going to show you I'm more powerful than Nero Trump, man. Yeah, he think he's bad, putting all these decrees out, going to come down with hell, going to enforce the charagma, but guess who's going to foil his plan? So that's when we're going to give glory to the Most High, man. It's the Most High's movie, man. All right? I got something for you, all right? Because this just an example showing how the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will. This is what he did with his servant Nebuchadnezzar. This is Jeremiah 27 and 5 through 6. I have made the earth. I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are all upon the ground. It says, I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground by my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. One more time, it says Jeremiah 27 and 5. I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground, by my great power and by my outstretched arm. I have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. So the Lord said, look, I made everything you see here. The beasts, the trees, and whoever you see ruling on the earth, I gave them that power. It seemed meted unto me at that time for prophecy. All these people came into prophecy, had their chance to rule, were taken down according to the Bible, man. All right? For the Lord's ultimate glory to be shown in this time, man, where Yahushua is about to come back. All right? And we're in that scene right now, 2025, the hopeful year about deliverance and the destruction and judgment of Esau. And that should tell you everything you need to know about where we are in prophecy, man. All right? We're in that great and notable day. We're in that time, man. So it says, verse 6, and here's the example. And now have given it upon whom it seemed meet unto me, and now have I given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. And the beasts of the field have I given him also to serve him. So the Lord said, hey, it was Nebuchadnezzar's time to rule at that time. He's likened unto my servant. Guess what? A servant does your will for either good or evil. We're the servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in righteousness, Lord willing, we be at that number. You got servants of the Lord on the left-hand side, man, that'll do evil. Such as the left-hand angel of the Lord, which is Satan, the left-hand son of God, man. All right? But guess what? Even with that being done on the left-hand side, it's the Lord's will. Satan, from whence thou comest, from walking to and fro throughout the earth. He was on an assignment for the Lord. Trump, he's on an assignment for the Lord. But we just got to be on that assignment for the Lord in prophecy, in righteousness, man. Everything is being set up in order. The profound statement by Apostle Tahar, 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom, that should tell you enough about where we are in prophecy, man. So just like the Lord said Nebuchadnezzar was his servant, Trump is the Lord's servant, man. Nero is the Lord's servant. Kikius Maximus, like the brother was saying, is the Lord's servant, man. They're set up to rule. We just got to, Lord willing, we be the Lord's servants in righteousness, man. What the Lord said, I call you not servants, I call you friends. You got it, huh?
A quick proverb. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. And that's how this Trump administration is getting ready to rule. Like a roaring lion, a raging bear. Which a bear and a lion are what? Two very destructive animals. You know, they're fast, powerful, big,
Right.
you know, sharp teeth.
Hey, and they can get cruel too. Mm-hmm. No mercy, man. They can show no mercy too. Like, hey, once that lion or that bear is hell bent on its objective to take you out, there's nothing that can get in the way of that. And that's kind of likened onto the Lord's plagues. The Lord said that. The Lord said, can anyone turn away a hungry lion? All right? That's likened onto the plagues that the Lord is sending. Okay? So, just like the Lord has sent a person, can anyone, and that's kind of been likened onto Nero's judgments, right? It's like, man, can anyone turn away this man's heart? Away from dismantling this current constitution government? It seems like he just has an agenda like, hey, nothing can stop him from, hey, dismantling all the facets, whether it be government, religious, education, of this American society, man. Like this Republican, I forgot his name. He said this quote against Trump. He said basically, man, it's getting out of control. Maybe you could look it up. You could just put a getting out of control Republican. I forgot his name, but he basically said the decrees that Nero Trump has been issuing are getting out of control. And and he's one of the top guys. So that shows you, hey, the Lord is controlling him, man. Just like he controlled the Republican and say, oh, well, hey, it's getting out of control, man. It's a kingdom divided. But who is it divided by? You got it, right?
So, back in Isaiah 19, real quick. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 15, because we read earlier up in verse 4 in the chapter how the Lord will give the Egyptians over to a cruel Lord, right? The modern day Egyptians being, America, Babylon the Great, and the cruel Lord being Trump. Well, Isaiah 19 verse 14, it says Salakia verse 15, Isaiah 19 verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And we see that right now with Trump, firing all these federal employees, these VA employees, these healthcare employees that help, take care of the veterans and stuff like that. He's firing them in mass numbers. All right, and there's getting ready to be even more firings. Okay. And that's a part of what we just read. No work in Egypt under this cruel Lord. Right. We clearly see that playing out.
Yep. And that's creating a lot of divisions. Yep. All right. You got judges going at other judges. You got politicians going at other politicians. Politicians going at the president. Judges going at the president. For example, just to back the brother's precept up, this is an article from NPR.org. It says, Judge says Trump's mass firing of federal employees is illegal and should be stopped. Judge says Trump's mass firing of federal employees is illegal and should be stopped. It says a federal judge in San Francisco says the administration's firing of thousands of probationary employees is illegal and should be stopped. And this was amidst tax season. All right, this happened during the middle of "quote unquote" tax season. You want to speak on it? You got it, man.
Yeah, he's laying off and firing like thousands of IRS employees and stuff like that. In the midst of tax season, like you just said, yeah, and that's gonna shake up a lot of things in this country within the next few months, okay, and ultimately throughout this whole entire year. No work being done in Egypt, and a lot of these jobs that's and really when you also look into it, when you go on TikTok and stuff like that, a lot of the people that on TikTok or whatever, a lot of these Edomites that voted for Trump, that's now complaining because of Trump, is a lot of Edomites that's been fired from these different positions that Trump is doing all these mass firings in, and again, that's further causing division, Egyptian against Egyptian. All right, basically this guy Trump, he's signing executive orders to take away people's livelihoods,
right,
from the head all the way down to the tail.
All right, and it has a little bit more. It says back in that article, it says U.S. District Judge says the Office of Personnel Management must rescind directives sent to some agencies ordering them to fire their probationary employees, typically those in their first or second year in a job. Issued the temporary restraining order at the end of a hearing on Thursday. His order covers agencies whose firings impact the civic organizations that sued the Trump administration. It said, let me see if there's some more on it. It says the agency has no authority to tell any other agency in the U.S. government who it can hire and fire, period, he said. Government says it asked, not ordered agencies to fire employees. In court, the government's attorneys argued that the OPM had merely asked, not ordered the agencies to fire probationary employees, drawing a distinction between the two. All right? You got it, huh? Yeah, man. So it's a kingdom divided, man. All right? You got them saying that, okay, well, they said to mandate firing the employees, but then now they're being double-tongued and saying, okay, they're saying, well, we didn't say it was mandatory. We just asked you to do it. What type of stuff is that? We didn't tell you to do it. We didn't make you do it, but we just asked you. Can you do it? Okay. So they said it's a distinction between the two, man. But the Lord said He shall make their tongues fall upon themselves, man, and that's what it's doing, man. Even down to the very intricate details of it. So now you mean to tell me you made a decree to fire thousands of people and that's not affecting their homes? It's not going to be revolts behind that, all right? You mean to tell me those people possibly aren't going to do something behind it, man? Okay, so that's what's being stirred up, man. And then you got people that's being implemented and put in place that are loyalists to Nero, and it's gonna all come together for them to where now you have all these hellish leaders that you're actually seeing. You're gonna see them in your local governments, man. They're gonna be implemented around you, man. There's gonna be all out hell. You want to say something now? You got it.
It's gonna be like a lot of young people too. Like, cause when you look at a lot of the people that Musk is hiring to be a part of his Doge, it's like a bunch of 19 to 25-year-olds, college students or students that recently got out of college. There's gonna be a lot of them, cause a lot of these college students coming up. What are they into? They're into technology. Dealing with technology, figuring things out through AI and technology and all this stuff, because that's what's getting ready to run this country. That's basically getting ready to be the new government of this system. That's why Trump is firing all these federal employees, IRS employees and stuff like that, because all those jobs are going to be replaced with AI. I had second is 15.
I want to bring out a word just to back you up,
you got it.
Because you was going into a society ruled by technology, which is a technocracy. A technocracy, and Elder Yashawame brought this out a couple of days ago. It says a technocracy is a form of government in which the decision makers are selected based on their expertise in a given area of responsibility, particularly with regard to scientific or technical knowledge. You got it, huh?
Yeah. And even during the previous administration, even Biden even openly said himself, less politics, more science.
Right. It has a little bit more. It says a government or social system that is controlled or influenced by experts in science or technology. And the word technology goes into a fabricated doctrine. You got the word tech that goes into fabricate or weave, and ology, which goes into a doctrine. So technology is nothing but a weave or a fabricated doctrine, man. All right? Science goes into knowledge, man. But what you see by these elites, they're using pseudoscience to replace humans in this society, man. Right? Not only AI, but pseudoscience, man. Okay? Which is going to then in turn backfire on humanity, man. These same robot dogs, AI robots, they're going to be in the society committing mass killings, man. Okay? So prepare for that, too. You got it, right?
Okay.
So I just wanted to bring that word up for you, but you got it. I'll get it for you. What is it?
Job 20 and 22, I think it is, in accordance of sufficiency.
All right, I got you. Because
I want to go into the word wicked.
All right, and I'll get that word wicked. This is Job 20. Job 20. And I'll start at 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strait. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, in the fullness of his sufficiency, which, what's going to be the fullness of Esau's sufficiency when he goes to establish his NWO system and, implement that charagma, all right, reduce everybody down to 15-minute cities and take away people's constitutional rights. That's going to be the fullness of his sufficiency. And as I said, every hand of the wicked shall be upon them. Well,
I got something for you. This is the NLT, Job 20 and 22. In the midst of plenty, They will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. I got a word.
In the midst of plenty, because that's what these elites ultimately want. They want control over, all the earth resources, 100%. They want 100% control over people, over people's minds via the charagma, control over people's ability to buy and sell and travel and have access to things in the earth.
Right.
That's what they want. You want to say?
Yep. I'm just agreeing with you. I got a word.
Yeah.
It's the word straits in that verse. It's the word straits.
Strong's H3334. Got sad.
The water.
Got sad.
Got said. It says straits. To bind, to be distressed, to be cramped, to be narrow. Isaiah the 14th chapter says, they shall narrowly look upon him, man. Okay? And that's what's happening to Esau Edom. He's building up so he can be taken down. He's coming with that great move to show his wickedness, just to be shown how base he truly is. It always happens to the wicked that way. They get up real high up on you, and the Lord take them real low, man. All right? Ain't that the rule on the playground? Hey, the bully can't rule forever. Guess what? Somebody gonna come around and be liking on to David and take that bully down. And that's what prophecy has done through the holy prophets, from the apostles on down to the least of us, man. All right? They that dig in a pit shall fall therein. They that roll in a stone, it shall return upon their own head. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be held in straits. So it says to suffer distress, to be vexed. And I'm going to get that word wicked in that verse. Is that the one you wanted a lot? All right, this is that word wicked.
Strong's H6001. A male. A male.
A male, it says laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman, toiling, sufferer. It says Strong's definition, toiling concretely, a laborer, sorrowful, that laboreth, that is a misery, had taken, wicked workman.
Yeah, the working class. So when Esau is going to shut everything down and fully establishes his NWO agenda along with the Garagma, the main class of people that's going to rise up against him is the working class. Okay, a lot of these people that's been getting fired from their jobs, federal workers, IRS workers, and things like that. And it's not just going to be these higher up jobs is going to be slashed by Trump, but it's also going to be down even to the lowest jobs. Amazon workers, a lot of teachers are going to be fired from their jobs, other types of jobs as well. Supermarket workers, okay, police force. Hey, pretty soon, all right, a lot of these police forces have been defunded, things like that. Firing police officers. What you think is going to replace a lot of these police officers? AI cops, robo-cops, robot dogs and stuff like that. And even as of recently, you had the Pentagon talking about investing in autonomous robotic soldiers. Basically like Terminators, basically. And that's going to replace a lot of these cops, a lot of these National Guard troops, a lot of military personnel, stuff like that. And a lot of these people is going to be slashed from these jobs from top to bottom, because like you read in Isaiah 19, there should be no work in Egypt, head or tail. Your government workers, they basically represent the head, because the government is the head of society, all right? And then the tail, your lower class workers, your everyday workers, all right? A lot of these same working class people, they're going to be the main ones revolting against this system when the NWO is established. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon them.
I got one. This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. And that rich man is talking about these elites, man. All right, because this system from the top to the bottom, all right, is being taken down financially, economically, government, religious-wise, military. All of it is being diminished. All right. That's why Esau Edom, it tells you, Revelation 12:12, the devil shall come down with great wrath, because he know what he had but a short time left. It says, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten, Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Verse 4, the point is it went into labors in that definition, workmen. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. You got it, right?
Yeah, and we know that's, first and foremost talking about us, Jake, us Israelites, because all the, slavery and captivity we served to this man for hundreds of years, all of our sighs and cries have now entered into the ears of the Lord. All right, but also even these everyday working class people are, sighing and crying against this system every day. Talking about how corrupt this system is, and how corrupt the taxation of this system is, and how people are getting screwed over at these jobs and screwed over via their pay, low pay and things like that. It's going to be these same working class people that's going to be rising up and causing sedition against this system. Because what? They're finally realizing that they're getting screwed over. Okay. As the price of goods and the price of eggs and rent is going up, people's pay isn't going up to match up with it. Okay. People are having to spend more just to get less. All right. The working class is burnt out in this society. So it's all gonna come down to a matter of one major event that's going to basically cause these people to snap.
Yeah. You got that getting out of control out. You have found it. You was able to find it.
No, I couldn't find the right governor. I know there was a few of them that popped up, but
all right, it's all good. But it says, James 5:4 again, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. That's right, man, the Lord of heaven's armies, man. All right? Like the brother said, first and foremost is going into us, but it said, kept it back by fraud. And that's Esau Edom. He's been robbing, killing, going throughout the earth, colonizing, heaping up treasures. All right, and now he's in these underground bunkers. All right, cliffs of the rocks, trying to escape judgment, man. Trying to hoard up these riches, thinking that his rulership is going to extend, man, through this NWO, this new world order, man. But the Most High said, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh." So the Most High is going to take you down, like it tells you in Daniel's, I think it's the 12th chapter. It says, "He shall be brought to the Prince of Princes and broken without hand." All right. So all your military and your structure, as weak as it is and as it's proven to be, all right, the Lord's not going to have to lift up a finger to deal with these Earth's militaries, man. You got it, huh?
I got 2nd Ezra 15.
You can go ahead.
14. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, starting at verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." All right, draweth nigh. It says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, civil unrest, civil war, all-out anarchy." Okay,
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. "And I will set the Egyptians against," I'll start at 1, Salakia, "the burden of Egypt," and this is talking about America, all right? Spiritual Egypt. "Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud," that's going into a chariot, what the word ain't really calls a UFO, "and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." And that's what you're seeing happen. The heart of Egypt is melting, man. All right, this perverse, wicked nation, all right, is being dismantled and dissolved right before our eyes, man. And it's happening in the form of these wicked and cruel lords and fierce kings that the Lord is setting up. All of that is going to prove the strength and the mightiness of the Lord, man. All right? We're thinking about these rulers, like, man, he's firing all these different people, man. Oh, man, he got some power. Oh, man, look at the decrees he's implementing. All right? Look who he's putting at the head of these different agencies. Look at what they believe in. It's only a moment before all hell breaks loose. Oh, he must have some power. No, man, the Most High, man, who's controlling him and setting him up to do that, man. That's who really has the power. So that's who we really fear, man. All right? The Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart for his purpose. So it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, civil wars. All right? It tells you in 2nd is the 13th chapter. Can you jump to that real quick, huh? It says there's going to be a war on every level. City versus city, kingdom versus kingdom, realm versus realm. Okay? That's what's going to happen on the planet Earth. You're going to have civil war. The word civil, I believe it means citizen. The word civil means citizen. So when you say civil war, you're saying a war of citizens, different classes of citizens. You got neighbors going to be against each other. You got post office workers going to be against each other. That's a world within itself, right? You're going to have school board workers against each other. We're already seeing it. Scroll down on your local newsbreak app. You're seeing it. You're seeing the divisions. Oh, this office went at that office. Not enough resources. Minimum wage. The Lord has already set up the scene for the earth to be in great division, man. And these different classes of people are going to be at all war with each other. Egyptians versus the Egyptians. But notice what it said. I will set the Egyptians versus the Egyptians. The Lord said he will set the variance. And can you get that one in Amos in Matthew? It said, I will come to set a variance, mother against her mother-in-law. Right, and roughly paraphrasing, you know. So the Lord is setting up that variance within the households and on a major scale with the earth's kings, the presidents of the earth, the rulers of the earth. So it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You got it, brother.
Want him to get his?
You can get yours first. Because that's what that's going into is different race riots. All right, people are really going to mount up against each other, and we see the different controversies on every level brewing up. You got people in the ordinary households. Mom is mad at dad. Dad is mad at nephew. That's going to come to light. All right. You got local political levels. This political party versus that political party. You're going to have nations against nations on the planet Earth. You're going to have state against states. All right, blocks against blocks. It's already set up there like that right now, but it's going to be a time like never before, man. Jacob's trouble. All right, civil war. You got it, right?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 29. It says, behold, the day is come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Right, astonishment means shock, surprise. All right, and that's what's going to happen. The Lord said he come as a thief in the night, right? So these events on the planet Earth, it seems like, oh man, we just got a bad president. No, man, the Lord is setting him up over you to all hell is going to break loose. We read it in Isaiah the 10th chapter, O Assyria, the rod of my indignation. I will send them against a hypocritical people. That hypocritical people is talking about you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. The Israelites, man. What is this time that we're in called? Jacob's trouble. So the Lord is, first and foremost, starting at his house. He's making sure his people are purified, man. And we will. We're going to be purified in the sight of the heathen nations, man. So we have our roles to play. Like, I want to open up this lesson based upon me and the brother Amar's conversation going into how the Lord set up a rule over the earth, but it's the Lord's ruler. Just like if you got action figures, you got your whole little setup of action figures, right? You setting them up on a scene, you say, okay, I want the green side to be against the red side. That's how the Lord is set up over humanity. All right? But he said he likened on to the nations as a very little thing, as a drop in a bucket. So out of the humanity, he chose the Israelites. Out of the Israelites, you got the chosen, you got the wicked. The heathen nations that are on the back of the sign, they're likened unto the wicked. All right? Because they're without these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord chose the nation of Israel to abide by, that only the remnant, the elect, are currently abiding by, man. So everyone has their role on the earth. Nero Trump has his role. Kikius Maximus, as the brother stated, has his role. But they're all controlled by the will of the Lord, man. You got it, right? And I'm looking for this other week to break it down.
All right. 2 Ezra 13, verse 29. Behold, the day is come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
There you go. You got it, huh?
Yeah, so in these end times, there's going to be all our division on the earth, on all levels. Division between genders, division between political parties, division between religions, just division all over the place. Leading up to when Yahushua comes back. All right? So even going to be division between realms. This earthly realm versus the heavenly realm. Which Esau, Edom, head by Amalek, he's already, making war against Yahweh Shemal Shai. Been making war against Yahweh Shemal Shai. Calling himself the chosen people.
Right.
Exit out.
Defiling the Holy Land.
Yeah.
The temple of the Lord, man. And now he's trying to defile the spiritual temple while putting this Quran and implementing it and making it mandatory, man. Which this government is leading to, man. So we got to fear the Lord, man. The Lord is the one that was controlling Pharaoh. You think about how bad Pharaoh was, had us in Egypt slaving. And you like, man, dang, man. He had all those Israelites under his command. No. Fear the Most High, man. The Most High had control of this man. That's the moral of the story. This is Matthew 12 and 25. This is backing you up. I'm going to read it in the KJV, then the NLT. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every house or house, and every city or house, Salakia, divided against itself shall not stand. And that's what's happening here in America. It's divided against itself. But guess what? How the Lord set it up that way? The Lord said, I'm going to set up Democrats and Republicans. The Lord already set it up as divided. The Lord said, okay, well, I'm going to set up these different branches of government, executive, judicial, legislative. Y'all already divided. Then I'm going to divide it some more. Now, you got those that are being divided against, even within itself, even within that. The Republican Party, the Democrat Party is all divided up. So the Lord is taking all that down. And the households of this society is divided up. And the schools is divided. The courtrooms is divided. Because we fail to realize at the end of the day, guess what? These people go home. They were born here on the earth. They have families. This is humanity. Who controls it all, though? Like, and I'm thinking about, like, man, the Lord really had mercy upon us to really put us in a mindset to know, like, hey, man, the Lord is controlling that. Even ourselves, like, that's not to say, hey, go do wicked and have a license to sin, right? But know that ultimately, hey, the Lord set us up for a purpose, and you got to walk in it. If you believe in the purpose that the Lord has woke you up to and set you up for, you got to walk in that purpose with faith, man. Just like the Lord set up the wicked to do the wicked. So everything is being made clear. Like me and Amani was talking one time, like the Lord, especially in 2025, everybody's serving their purpose. You're doing evil to the maximum. You're going to go righteous to the maximum. Whatever you believe in it to the maximum. And everybody's showing forth like, hey, well, that's just what I believe in. That's just what I want to do. Whether it be wickedly or good. So the Lord is making all that clear, man. So it says, and if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And how shall America stand? Because it's ruled by the physical counterpart of the left-handed angel, Satan. All right, which is Esau, Edom, chiefly Amalek. Matthew 12 and 26 in the NLT. In the KJ, in the NLT, in the 25 verse. Matthew 12 and 25 in the NLT. Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. Any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. You got it.
Every kingdom divided by civil war is what?
Is doomed.
And you brothers, that's been keeping up with, Great Millstone all this past week. That's a heavy word that's been coming out all this past week.
That's right.
We're in a time of doom, and we starting with our apostles of Great Millstone and our bishops and our elders down to the least of us. We're prophets of doom. We're prophets of the judgment that's coming to Babylon, the Great America, and throughout the four corners of the earth. And one of the things we prophesying, as we're speaking of right now, is civil war, division all over the place, which is going to lead to what? A total collapse, okay? And that's going to be, doomed to this place, all right? Which the word doom, as brothers been going into all this week, it goes into judgment.
Yep.
Justice.
Yep. Destruction.
Matter of fact,
death.
Spirit doesn't want me to get it.
Fate. This is Amos 3:6, just to back you up. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord had not done it? Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. All right? So we are the prophets of doom. The Lord says, shall there be evil done in the city and the Lord had not done it? He revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets, to prophesy that evil before the Lord had done it, man. To prophesy that doom before the Lord had done it. You got it, right?
Yeah. The word doom from etymonline.com, it goes into a law, statute, decree. Then it says administration of justice, judgment, justice, equity, righteousness. All right. Then it also goes into discernment, distinction. All right. But the main key is that the word doom goes into judgment. We have prophets of doom on the earth in these latter days, prophesying of judgment. And that's us here in Great Millstone, starting with our apostles down to least of us. We prophesy because doom and judgment, it all goes into the new song, the everlasting gospel, Revelation 14. Fear Yahweh B'Shem Shai, for what? The hour of his judgment, the hour of his doom doth come. Babylon the Great is fallen. Don't worship this beast system or its image, and nor take its charagma, or else what? You're going to be destroyed by fire and brimstone, which is what? The missiles. Okay, that's speaking of doom coming to the earth, judgment. All right.
Got you a quick one on that. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. All the prophets of old have always prophesied about judgment against the evils that was going on in their times, whatever wicked kingdom that was in power during their times. And here we are in Babylon the Great, the most evil, the most wicked kingdom to ever rise in power in the earth. What makes you think that the message of the prophets in these latter days will be any different? We'll be speaking of evil and pestilence and in judgment in these latter days, just as the prophets of old. Doomsday prophets. Okay, because that's what's needed to to happen in the earth in order for the earth to be restored back to righteousness. Okay, evils and pestilence to root out all the wickedness in the earth. Okay, root out all this defiled food that we eat, the defiled air that we breathe, the defiled waters that we drink. Okay, fire has to come to this society from the Lord as righteous judgment. Doom. You see? Yeah, something.
Yeah, I got a quick one. Speaking of doom, I'll just back you up with this. This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. And where you have that day of doom, you will rightfully have the prophets of doom declaring that day of doom, man. And the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, and temperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. This shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that got in the victory.
Right. And truth has sprung up in these latter days, and righteousness has grown. Through what? The Lord sending down the Holy Spirit upon, the elect, starting with our apostles and our elders, a great millstone, down to least of us, as well as the elder men who labor before them, all right, who kick-started off this great awakening of the elect. Truth has sprung up in these latter days, to preach and prophesy what? Doom, destruction, judgment, in order for what? Immortality to come, the kingdom. Right. Yahweh Shai coming back.
I was just backing it up because that doom has to come before ultimately that glory. The scriptures say this corruptible must put on incorruptible. This mortal must put on immortality, not the other way around. So we got to go through that rite of passage in order to get those incorruptible bodies, man. Through that doom, it's called Jacob's trouble, but at the end of it, it's like you're getting restored. You're getting that inheritance, man. You're getting your rightful due. Like, we've been here on the earth, man, and doing all these captivities up until this point, but we haven't gotten our rightful due, man. All right? We have not gotten our righteous reward, man. Okay? We have not gotten it, and we will not get it here. That's why I said this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. So it tells you in Hebrews, it's written, it's like we have no continuous city. So the righteous know that in order for us to be restored, major events have to happen according to prophecy, and that's just the truth. That's what we live by, man. It's no other way that we're going to see Yahweh Shai except more birth pains. So we're the servant, and we're anxious. We're like, man, we're waiting to see Yahweh Shai. The next event is leading up to it. The next event is getting closer and closer. So how can we possibly have 1,000 years left, knowing that the times we're in, like the scriptures say, knowing the times, it's high time to wake out of sleep. We know the times that we're in, and we're measuring and saying, hey, we ain't got that long left. We might not even have a year left, man. All hell is breaking loose. People are losing jobs, not able to pay their bills. It's anybody in their right minds will say, okay, well, it can't be long before something major happens, before a major recession happens. It's not 1,000 years left, man. That's not in the spirit, man. All right? That's not according to the scriptures either, man. That's not according to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The Lord said he would shorten the days for the elect sake. And clearly we're seeing it. Man, I woke up this morning, I was like, man, it's Saturday already? Like, dang. It was just Monday. Like, even in that sense, like, man, like, and I'm like, man, it's another, like, the brother that came out here last week at the street port is like, man, now it's Saturday again, like, we're back on the highways, like, man, wow. Even in our minds, the Lord is speeding up. Y'all know the feeling I'm talking about? You got it, right?
We're just about 2 weeks away from the Passat.
That's right, brother.
And it feels like, damn, that just yesterday we were just entering into 2025.
That's right. Yep.
And then, because we read earlier in Revelation 12 and 12, where it said, Esau, Edom, the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time left. Here it is. Esau knows that he has but a short time left to rule. So how would you as an Israelite not know that as well? Through the Holy Spirit, So hey, if you're of the mindset and opinion that Yahweh Shai might not come back and deliver us, all right, until 1,000 years from now, then hey, like the brother said, you're not in the spirit. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with you if you're in that spirit.
Right.
And then not to mention, all right, looking at the system that Esau is getting ready to roll out on this earth, all right. You think if Esau were to continue in the power that he has right now, or through his pseudoscience technology, all right, 1,000 years from now, okay, there won't even be a such thing as an Israelite on the earth,
right, bro, right. Just like you're seeing he's taking all these people out.
Yeah.
You're seeing that he's implementing all these unrighteous decrees. So in your mind, Jake, reasonable question, what do you think is going to happen next? When thousands of people are fired, can't make their ends meet. All right, when you got agencies going at agencies, the Republican Party is going, that Democratic Party. What do you think is going to happen next? Or a new system is just going to be implemented, and all of a sudden you're going to have everything you need, get a house that you need, get a car that you need, live peacefully? Come on, man. Make it make sense. Live on the timeline of prophecy, man. That's how you should be living your life, on the timeline of prophecy, man. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. Back you up, you got it, brother. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou see a part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, I let this pass. So like it says 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's how we ultimately know that, hey, we don't have 1,000 years left. We're measuring the time diligently, and we know that this is the time right now where the Lord is about to visit the world which he made. How do we know? The judgments are corresponding with it. It's measuring up to the Lord coming back. Prophecies are measuring up and saying, okay, birth pains are leading up to the coming of a son, Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Earthquakes in diverse places. Look how many earthquakes hit this week across the earth, man. About 4 or 5, man, across the earth. Dominican Republic, here, there, all right? Diverse places, man. Okay? You got uproars of the people, okay? The guy saying, man, these decrees, hey, man, it's getting out of control. Now we're starting to see the effect of his leadership. Like the brother said, we're already here in March. The word March goes into war, man. Less than 2 weeks away from the Passat. And here we have, all right, the Passat coming in on a blood moon, man. We got signs in the heavens as well, man. Showing you that, hey, man, the Lord is about to visit this earth. So how can we be 1,000 years away when the currency is about to go digital, man? All right? We're about to implement the Charagma in your face, man. Literally in your face, man. So you got to be delusional to be saying, hey, man, it's going to be another 1,000 years. You don't want the Lord to come back, man. All right? You don't want the Most High to visit the earth. It's spoiling your fun. It's keeping you away from getting juiced up, man. All right? It's keeping you away from your goodies, from having your Wi-Fi with your Netflix. Man, that's gone, man. It's over with, man. Comfortability is out the window. I remember we did a lesson some months back. Maybe about a year ago, basically, the comfortability has gone out the window in this society, man. And it was going then. So how much more now to where we're here at the 1st of March? What did they say? The odds of March. We're here at the 1st of March, and guess what? We've had events that have been years' worth of events since January the 1st, man. Mass shooting in New Orleans, lightning strike over the Washington Monument, the Cyber truck explosion, the Palisade fires, extreme cold weather, snow in Louisiana, man. We haven't had that in over a decade, man. All these different signs throughout the earth, but we have 1,000 years left, man. Make it make sense, man. Let's not measuring the time diligently. All right? We're out of that restoration period to where after those 350 years, you had around 1969, Kemal Shah, Elder Abba Bivens, High Priest Dariah, all right? That period of restoration of the nation of Israel began, man. Us coming back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now we're in 2025, the whole year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment of Esau, Edom, man. So we're any moment away from all hell breaking loose, man. We're a bit away, man. We can end this live. All right, I can shut them on. Brother, hit alert. Oh, Joaquin, all hell's broken loose. a black swan event. We got to get off the grid. That's coming, man. All right? The comfortability is gone, man. It's like, man, you look at somebody like that, man, why you still want comfortability in this place? It's like, man, you're not even in your right mind. You living in La La Land. Are you watching the news? If you put this book away and just turn on your local news, something's wrong, man. Something's going on. Not only here in America, but across the earth, man. The birth pains, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Go ahead, I.
Two quick scriptures, two quick psalms. Psalms 37, Psalms 37 in verse 30. It says, "The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment." You know, the mouth of the righteous speak wisdom, and what's the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Lord. All right, and talking judgment, and that all goes back to the new song. Because what are we preaching within this new song, the everlasting gospel? Fear Yahweh Shema Shai, the beginning of wisdom, right? For the hour of the judgment doth come. You know, speaking of doom, you see.
Yep.
And as
and also in them lyrics too. Hey, that's bar. What Jay say? Oh, that's bars. That's bars right there. Hey, fear the Lord. Don't take the charagma. Babylon is going to be overthrown. That's doom, man. That's like, hey, that's a heavy warning. Like, hey, you better fear the Lord. Better not take that charagma. Hey, America's going to be destroyed. Hey, man, the Lord is cold. He's taking this place down. The word that we're literally reading is manifesting in our reality, man. This book, man. That's why if you don't have these scriptures, these laws, statutes, and commandments, a man that wanted out of the congregation or the way of congregation is dead. This world is dead, man. Because why? We're speaking about events through the Bible and matching them up with secular history about what's actually going on. To not want to understand this is to not want to see clarity in your life about what's going on in this society, man. You got it, huh?
and this the other one, this Psalms chapter 119, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, blessed art thou, O Lord Yahweh, teach me thy statutes. All right, and that's what the Lord has taught us in these latter days. You know, teaching us the scriptures, you know, the understanding. All right, teaching us prophecy. And it says, verse 13, with my lips have I declared all the judgments of thy mouth. All the what? The doom and the gloom of prophecy. You know, with our lips do we declare all the judgments of the Lord. You know, not just some of them or a few of them. No, we openly declare judgment against Babylon the Great America and against this beast system as a whole. We openly declare judgment upon Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations, and we openly declare judgment against the 2/3 of our own people as well.
Right.
You know, like the Apostle Paul said, in I believe Acts, I have not shunned to declare the full counsel of the Lord.
That's right.
You know, from our apostle great millstone on down to Lisa was, you know, we don't shun from declaring the full counsel and the full understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai in the scriptures. And then this is verse 14, Psalms 119, verse 14. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies as much as in all riches. So we rejoice in the Lord's testimonies, which is what? The everlasting gospel. You know, fear Yahweh Shema Shai. The hour of his judgment is getting ready to come. Babylon the Great is fallen. Don't worship this beast system or its image or take its charagma. We rejoice in the Lord's judgment.
Right. That's like a sweet savor onto us, man.
Yeah.
Like the words that we hear, hey man, y'all not African Americans. Y'all not Latinos, man. You're not Mexicans. Y'all are Israelites according to the Bible. When we hear those lyrics, that brings life back to us, man. When we hear, hey, there's salvation for the children of Israel, that brings life back to us. When they hear, hey, well, the wicked is ruling, but the Lord is going to take them out of power. That puts that breath back into us, man. Those lyrics, man. That's why it goes into Revelation 14. It says, those that were not defiled with women, in whom in their mouth was found no guile. Because those lyrics, in truth, that's the testimony of Yahushua. And those that sing those lyrics are the hopeful elect, man. That also had a testimony, man, that are being put to that test. You got something more?
A quick proverb to back you up.
You got it.
It's Proverbs chapter 25, verse 25. As cold water is to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country.
Right. You got it.
Yeah. All right. And when you give cold water to a thirsty soul, what is that person gonna do? They're gonna rejoice. And that's likened to when we understand the good news of Yahweh Shema Shai, the gospel, right? Because that's what the word gospel means, good news. And what? It makes us rejoice. It makes us, praise Yahweh Shema Shai. And stands boldly, stiffly to preach this gospel. Because, these judgments of the Lord is all going to work in our favor. Going up to 666. Lord willing, we be of the hopeful elect. We're going to be on the right side of the Lord's judgment. Delivered. Exempt from judgment. Ezekiel 9:4.
Right.
That's something else. Hope deferred.
Okay, you got it.
Okay. It's Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12. It says, "Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life." And that word deferred, hope deferred. All right, the word deferred, Strong's H4900, mashak, and it means to draw, drag, seize. And then I'm gonna go straight to the points. It says under definition C, it says to be drawn out, be postponed, be deferred. So hope deferred. All right, if our hope of Yahushua coming back is deferred to another 1,000 years, another 1,000 years, that's going to make our hearts sick, our lives, our minds sick. Like, man, damn, like when the Lord's gonna get us up out of this place? We gotta wait another 1,000 years for this.
It's not according to prophecy, man.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Lord said He gives pastors according to His knowledge. The Lord gave us a pastor, an apostle Tahar, who coined this year 2025 the whole year about deliverance and the destruction of destiny. So that doesn't sound like 1,000 years off. You got it, huh?
Just thinking about it. Slip.
Go to me, I can get it for you.
Just slip.
I got one for you. Just going back into how the Lord controls the hearts of men. This is Sirach 16. You got it, huh? Sirach 16 and 15. The Lord hardened Mark. I'm gonna start at 14. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works. The Lord hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world.
The Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. So that what? So that he could show his power upon Pharaoh, just like the Lord hardened Esau's heart, especially this guy Trump's heart. So that what? So that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah can show his power all over again, as we're in this modern day Egypt, getting ready to be Exodus out. Okay, but this time, all right, not all Israel is going to be delivered out of this place. It's only the elect that's only going to be delivered.
That's right. You got a precept, Bob?
Come on, this is
Bring it out and speak up for the brother.
God. This is This is Proverbs. No, Shalakia. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 23. It says, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." All right. So, Khan, as the brothers
brother speak on.
Khan.
Matter of fact, you can read it again, Bob Bishop.
Khan. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps."
Yeah, because it's ultimately not the will of man, by himself that directs his steps and goes about his business. It's ultimately The Lord that directs the steps of man. Okay? Because every man, woman, and child on the earth does the will of the Lord in some way, shape, or form. Man's ways are of the Lord, like it says in Proverbs. You know, so what Esau Edom and this guy Trump, Esau Edom thinks in his heart that he's doing his own thing, he's on his own agenda, he's getting ready to set up his own enterprise, but really he's just doing the will of the Lord on the left hand side, and the Lord is gonna shut him down.
You got your precept. All right. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 17. I started 16. I started 15. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of our power that showeth mercy. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Yeah. So in that chapter, Romans, the 9th chapter, the Apostle Paul, he's likening Esau, Edom to Pharaoh in ancient Egypt. Because even back then, the Apostle Paul understood that the people that was ruling ancient Rome were Edomites, and he understood that it was ultimately the Lord that raised him up. Okay, and then the Lord is going to eventually show his power upon Esau, Edom. Now, of course, many of our forefathers at that time were, of the belief that ancient Rome, that the Lord was going to take down ancient Rome and establish the kingdom during their times. But, the Lord had, basically had to deal with the Apostle Paul and let us know that, hey, before the day of the Lord will come, a great falling away would have to happen first. Meaning what? Eventually we would have to fall as a nation. We would have to be discontinued from
70 AD.
Yep. Our temple would have to be sacked. We would have to be kicked out of Jerusalem. The screen that went black for a second.
All right, I'll check it.
Kicked out of Jerusalem. Yeah, we would have to be discontinued from our heritage. And then eventually what? Esau, Edom would have to come back in power again. All right, thousands of years later, okay, to do the will of Satan throughout the four corners of the earth, pursuit of signs, lines, wonders, all these things, miracles, okay, and then he would have to be revealed, and then the Lord would, destroy him with the brightness of his coming, show his power, right? Because just like, even speaking of ancient Egypt, right, ultimately, okay,
you can make it point. You got it,
God. Because even like looking, reading about ancient Egypt in the scriptures, how did ultimately the Lord, take down Pharaoh and the Egyptians? We know as we read, the Lord, used Moses, okay, at a large scale to, bring forth those plagues and all that. But it was also who? That angel, that angel, that followed us out of ancient Egypt.
Pillar of cloud by day, pillar of fire by night.
That's right.
Which was likened unto Yahushua. Right? And the same will be in this time, man. Yahushua means he deliverer, man. So Yahushua is coming back to fill his role in prophecy. So we got to, Lord willing, be at that number and fulfill our role, man. Prophesying until the end, just like the wicked had their role. The Lord said he raised up Pharaoh for his purpose, so his name could be declared throughout the earth. Just to back you up, 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Like, yeah, so the Lord has raised up Esau into power again in these outer days and letting him fulfill his wickedness and letting him fulfill the working of Satan until the Lord declares when he's going to take him out of power. Okay, through Yahushua with the brightness of his coming. So, you have people in this world that look at, the direction that this world is going and wondering, why so much wickedness is happening around the world, why so much division is happening, why are people at odds so much, why is the food is all tainted, and they ask, where is God in the midst of all this? What is God doing while all humanity is suffering? Well, right. The Most High, he's letting these things happen for the sake of prophecy, for wickedness to be fulfilled,
and the sons of God to be revealed.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
That's a lesson right there.
Yeah, bro. And this the Most High's program. That's how we understand it. Like, hey, we're the Most High's creature. He chose a specific nation on the earth. Amidst that nation, you have those that are not following after it, don't want to be a part of the identity of the Bible. You have wicked nations that are playing their role on the planet Earth as well. And the Lord is using certain nations of people to rule over for His will, man, His purpose. That shows you how low the vibration of the earth is, though. They don't even believe that in a higher power, man. Especially the Lord's chosen people, man. They gone, man. Only believing what's in front of them, what they could see, man, and the carnality of things. But you got it, huh?
Yeah. You know, like it says in Daniel 12, none of the wicked shall understand, including the 2/3 of our people. You know, and that's why you see people. You know, here it is. So far in 2025, we've been seeing all types of mischief upon mischief. All right, planes crashing and falling out of the sky. All right, people, you know, back at odds against each other, back and forth all over the internet, all over social media. And then not to mention, we got the cruel Lord in power right now in Washington, and you know, people are still just going about to and fro, still celebrating Mardi Gras, still eating, drinking, partying, you know, BSing, and you know, they don't have the discernment in the spirit to realize, you know, how serious of a time we're in right now and how bad things are getting ready to get in society, you know, because they're still under the spell that, you know, Trump is going to, you know, make America great again and all this other madness. All right. No, this, you know, this society is getting ready to turn for the worse. All right. All according to the will of the Lord. You know, you can't really and truly believe in your mind that a country and a society that's built off of, you know, slavery, genocide, witchcraft, you know, anti-biblical principles. It's a society that the Heavenly Father is going to allow to rule forever and ever. All right, no, okay, you know, name one kingdom in the scriptures where the Lord has allowed to rule forever that was established off of wickedness. Okay, you're not going to find that one. All right, so what makes you think America is any different? You know, but these people in this country, they're so dumbed down, stupid, and blinded. You know, they don't see the severity of the times that we're in. So that's, you know, that's why, hey, just like you know, the flood, you know, it overcame the people when they knew it not.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, who is the image of our power, should shine unto them.
Yeah, so the Lord has used the God of this world, Satan, you know, to blind the minds of these people, you know, through you know, false teachings in these religions, in these churches, through the TV, the entertainment, movies, all right, the music,
Yeah,
okay, destroying the food to further dumb down these people,
right.
you know.
Like that word we went into yesterday, bitter, man.
Yeah.
The foulness of food, the harlot's end. You got it, huh?
Yeah, so hey, you know, so the Lord is working heavily in these other days, both on the left hand side and on the right hand side. Okay, all to do His will, you know, to bring forth a speedy riddance to this wicked kingdom. Okay, all for what? His elect's sake. You know, these days being shortened for the elect's sake.
That's right.
You know? And as if in scripture, in the second chapter in the Apocrypha, where it says, "Pray for a few days." You know, pray for a few days, not pray for another
Got it
1,000
right
years.
here.
God.
This is 2 Esdras 2:13. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
So if the kingdom, as I say, if the kingdom is already prepared for us, why in the hell would we want to be in this kingdom for another 1,000 years?
That's right, man.
We want it now.
That's right, man. And we clearly can see the kingdom is already prepared and America is already through, man. All right? We just got to live through it, man. We got to go through these prophecies and live through it, man. Okay? And that's what we believe. We believe in the things we read. The scriptures that we read speaks of a salvation that's already been had already, man. Of a society that's already been destroyed. That's what the scriptures proclaim, man. America being destroyed like the lyrics. Fear you how about Shem Yahushua, the Lord's name being made manifest and magnified and well famous and established. And also, don't take the Quran, man. You got it, right? You got something?
Check the screen real quick. That sun. Okay, we still looking good.
We good?
Yeah.
All right, you got something?
No.
Okay. Lord willing, this camp has been edifying. All right, we're going to face the east. We're going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaRakakwadash. That's the Heavenly Father who was only begotten Son by the true Hebrew name, which you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes must call on to be saved. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out the truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Baba Ba,
Baba Ba,
Baba Ba,
Baba Ba,
Kwame Yashala,
Kwame Yashala,
Mighty Shalom.
Mighty Shalom.
Until next time. Shalom.